Hey everybody, movie fan Z here. So the movie I'm going to be reviewing for you is from 1987 and it is the romantic comedy Overboard. So this movie is directed by Gary Marshall, who after this movie had a lot of other movies. He did a year later he did Beaches in 1988. In 1990 he did Pretty Woman. In 2001, he did Princess Diaries and the sequel a couple years after that. And then starting in 2010, he did three of the holiday multi-cast romantic movies. You have Valentine's Day in 2010, you have New Year's Eve in 2011, and in 2016 you had Mother's Day. And as far as the cast goes, first off, let me get into the story before I get to the cat. So basically, um, you are introduced to Joanna, who is a spoiled but beautiful heiress who berates and cheats a local carpenter, um, Dean. And one night, she falls overboard and gets amnesia. And Dean convinces her that they are actually husband and wife and that her name is Annie. So let's get into the cast. You have Goldie Hawn, who plays Joanna and Annie. You have Kurt Russell, who plays Dean, and in real life they are actually married. You have um, Mike Haggerty, who plays Billy, who is Dean's like his good friend who is in a lot of the movie. And then you have Edward Herman, who plays Grant, who is Joanna's husband. So let's get into this. So this is a Kurt Russell movie I had never seen, and I think I tried to watch it a couple years ago, and I never got into it, and it was probably like the first probably 20 minutes, and I turned off because it didn't interest me. But I watched it all the way through, and I really liked this movie. It had a lot of good elements of a romantic comedy. The romance is definitely there, and it's two people that you are rooting for the entire time. And you get to see how their romance progresses. And even with the ups and downs, it's like you're still rooting for them. There is some good comedy in there, more like situational comedy, but it still works. I think the story is really good. It's another one of those like people from two different worlds finding each other, which you get a lot of, but that's still the same thing. Um, and the biggest thing about this movie is the acting, the performances, especially with Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell. I felt like those two were really good in their roles. The other performances are okay, but those two really steal the show, and that's kind of what you want in your lead performances. So as far as my score goes, I'm gonna go pretty big. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go a 4 out of 5. Again, not a perfect movie, but a really good movie. So that is my review for 1987's Overboard. Come back next time for another review. Smooth Fanzy signing off. Have a good night.